it's Ro. Today I am testing 10 of the most viral chocolate recipes on the internet. From Dubai chocolate to chocolate noodles, I'm gonna test them out so you don't have to. Hot cocoa bombs! I love them! One of the best chocolate inventions ever created, the hot cocoa bomb. I've made many myself. I can already tell you I love these. You start off with these little dome-shaped molds and then some melted chocolate, and you just scoop a little bit of chocolate in each of the cavities so you have a nice coat. We're gonna make these little chocolate shells. After the chocolate molds have set, only takes about 10-20 minutes, we're just gonna pop them out of the mold. Push from the bottom, right in the center, pop them out like so, and we're gonna do the rest to all of these. Time to assemble our little hot cocoa bombs. You're gonna take 1/2 of the hot cocoa bomb and place them in a little bowl. That just makes it easy for it to stand up and it won't wiggle around. And we're gonna add some hot cocoa mix powder and some little marshmallows. To attach the top and smooth the edges, go over to the stove, place it upside down on top of a heated pan, and this will melt the chocolate, making it nice and smooth and help attach to the other half. Look at that, gorgeous. Then place it down. To decorate, I'm gonna be using a little drizzle of white melted chocolate and a little sprinkle of golden sprinkles. Then you're gonna do this to the rest of the chocolate bombs. Ta-da, we made our hot cocoa bombs, and now let's see if they work. All right, I'm gonna place one inside of a mug, and then we're gonna pour some hot milk over the top. And hopefully it opens up for us. Come on, break through. Yes, we've done it. I love these. They're just so silly. They're so fun. And then you just stir them, let everything melt. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. They're totally worth it for a great cup of hot cocoa or for a special occasion. Chocolate noodles? What in the world? Never had these growing up.
All you need is some plastic tubing, a syringe, your precision scale, and we're ready.
Okay, he was like, this recipe is easy, like really easy. All you need is science equipment. He's like, this plastic tubing, this syringe, this medical kit.
A science degree. 2 years work experience in a science lab.
He didn't give any measurements, so this is our best guess. He said the agar-agar measurement was 1% of the weight of the whole solution, so that's what we've done. Large sauce pot, we're gonna add milk and agar-agar. Agar-agar kind of works like gelatin, only it's made from seaweed. Just keep stirring the entire time, and you're gonna stir till it comes to a simmer. All right, we're gonna move our pot over here. Be careful, it is hot. And now we're gonna mix in our chopped dark chocolate, and then we're just gonna mix together till it's all combined. Once there's no more lumps of chocolates, I'm going to go into filling my little syringe and the tubes. It's good, here we go. Boom, nice. All right, we're gonna pipe it down the tube, boop, 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 doop, till we get to the end. And then right at the end, he kind of pulls back a little bit. Oh, okay, just pull it back, pull it back. Oh, see that? Look at that. Pull it back, beautiful. Now, this is the tricky part. I got it. All right, now we're gonna we gotta move quick. We're gonna do that to the rest of our tubes. We're gonna fill up these tubes. Oh man, yeah, I was made for a career in medicine. Getting a kick out of this. Oh, pull it back right before. Yeah, baby, me too. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Okay, wait, gas it up just a little bit more. Oh, okay. Now we've got our little chocolate tubes. Okay, but we're gonna completely submerge these into some ice water. Here we go, the whole thing. Get in there, even the ends. We're gonna let these chill for about 1 to 2 minutes. Next step is to get these chocolate noodles out of the tubes. They're done soaking in the ice bath, so now you're gonna plop them in a bowl of hot water. This really loosens everything up. We're gonna do this one at a time. I'm gonna put it in here. We're gonna let it sit in here for at least 30 seconds and then give it a go. Oh, all right, it's been 30 seconds. Let's try. How do you do this? This is so weird. That is the weirdest thing ever. Look at that, it's a chocolate noodle. Oh! This is so funny. We made a whole bowl of chocolate pasta, and we're gonna make it extra fancy. This wasn't in the video, but I just wanted to go a little wild with it because this is so weird, why not? So I've got some white chocolate chips, a little zester. It's like a mini zester, and I'm just gonna zest a little bit on the top to look like Parmesan cheese, as any good Italian would. You know? Oh my gosh, it looks so Let's try it. So weird. The practicality of this is a 0. The fun is 100. Is it worth it? I would say not really. Even though it was a blast to make, it's bizarre. Chocolate yogurt patties? What in the world? Ooh. Oh, Linja, I really hope this recipe is great. This one is gonna be an ode to her. First, we're gonna take some fresh chopped strawberries and pour them into a little bowl of Greek yogurt and mix together using a spatula. Then we're gonna scoop this mixture onto a baking sheet lined with a piece of parchment paper. I love frozen yogurt, I love fresh fruit, and I love chocolate, so I have a feeling I'm going to love this recipe. Just eyeballing it, trying to make these about the same size. Now I'm gonna pop these in the freezer for a minimum of 4 hours, but you can leave them 4 hours to overnight. After the patties have frozen, we're gonna dip them into some melted chocolate. Pick one of the patties up, and I'm gonna flip it upside down. Whoa, just like that. Flip it over, and using the 2 forks, pick it up, let the excess chocolate drip off as best I can by just kind of jiggling it. Place it back onto the baking sheet. I'm gonna do the same thing to the rest of the patties, and I'm gonna let the chocolate set at room temperature. Look at this first one. This hasn't even been 5 minutes, you guys. This is really quick. Oh my gosh, is this done? I think it's been 3 minutes. This is completely done. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see if it's worth it. Oh! This chocolate recipe is completely worth it. I absolutely love it. Frozen yogurt with fresh strawberries dipped in chocolate. There is nothing not to love. I think this is my new favorite summertime treat. 2 ingredient chocolate truffles. So in her recipe, she says you can use either one. You can use the one with dairy, or you can use a coconut condensed milk. I'm gonna be doing it the regular way, but I'm excited for this because a 2 ingredient chocolate truffle, say less. Let's try it. For 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, you can do regular or coconut. She does coconut, but she said you can do either one into a medium-sized sauce pot. Then we're gonna place it over the stove on medium heat and bring to a simmer. Then pour into a large mixing bowl. Let's get all of it in there. Place a sifter on top of the bowl, and we're just gonna sift in some cocoa powder. So this is the 2nd ingredient, and I'm gonna do so in stages just to make it a little bit easier. Oh my gosh. Look at all that in the air. You think that's what it's like breathing air at Coachella? Just dry and dusty, just like I'm just gonna keep sifting and mixing in the cocoa powder until it's all gone. And it should get nice and thick. Oh, this is so thick. It's like a thick paste. Once you got all the chocolate in here, we're gonna cover the top with the food safe wrap. Smooth it out the best you can. Pop in the refrigerator for 2 hours to chill. It's completely chilled, and now I'm going to unwrap it, lightly dust the working surface with a little cocoa powder so that it won't stick, because this is very sticky. So I'm just gonna dust the top, a little bit more cocoa powder. I did a lot. And then I'm gonna do 2 cuts the long way. Oh, we're really sticky. Oh, we're really, really sticky. I don't know if she mentioned this in the video. Okay, let go, let go, let go. Woo! All right, we're gonna wipe that down in between cuts. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna powder the knife. I don't even care. I don't know if this helps, maybe. Okay, there we go. Let's do another cut. Oh, that's a little better. Boom, that's how to do it, you guys. Pro tip, powder the knife.
I feel like you just invented that.
Boom. Yes, okay. Time to get the hands messy. We're gonna pick up a square, make sure all the edges are covered, and then we're gonna form them with our hands into kind of more of a perfect square with rounded edges. Those are what hers look like. I'm just gonna keep doing this to all of my little squares. We got our 12 pieces, they're all rounded. Now, one final light dusting of cocoa powder. So pretty. Boop, just like that. Look at that. Oh, I'm gonna pull it just like she did and be like, oh, mine doesn't. Huh, okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I don't know if it's the final dusting of cocoa powder, but when I took a bite, it just went right into my lungs and it was a little too dry and it made me cough. But the actual dessert itself, pretty good for just having 2 ingredients and being that quick and easy to make. It's not as like gooey and silky as usually when I have chocolate truffles. This is just not giving me that. So for me, not worth it, but You know, I like that there's a dairy-free option for people. Easy chocolate cake, count me in. I have never seen anyone take a cookie and turn it into a cake. Only 4 ingredients and it's made out of Oreos, it's made out of cookies. I need to try this immediately. He very clearly says 28 crushed Oreos, so in the food processor, they go. We've got our crushed Oreos in this large mixing bowl over here, and then I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, which is gonna help everything rise in the heat. That's its job, and 1 cup of milk. Then you just whisk together till everything is combined and pours into a little loaf pan, greased and lined with a piece of parchment paper. Heat the oven to 350 degrees, and he said to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes. I took the cake out of the oven, placed it on a drying rack to cool, and underneath I put a piece of parchment paper on top of a baking sheet because we're actually gonna pop it back into the oven for the top chocolate kind of like glaze frosting, I guess. It's gonna be our Hershey candy. Just to note, I baked it for about 30 to 35 minutes. His video suggested 15 to 20 at 350, and I'm not sure because my oven was at 350 degrees, so I'm not sure really what happened with the bake time there. But look, it turned out. I mean, it really looks like a cake. This is kind of incredible. Ooh, the last step. We're gonna take a whole Hershey's brick. Look at this, it's a whole brick. Are you kidding me? This is so satisfying that this fits perfectly on top of the loaf cake. It's like they're in cahoots together and I'm okay with it. And ta-da, there you have it. This looks kind of amazing. So I popped it back in the oven at 350 for about 3 minutes and the chocolate melted pretty well. Now I'm going to give it a try. Okay, that's not the best chocolate cake I've had in the entire world, but that's pretty good. So if you're looking for a very easy chocolate cake recipe, this is a fun one to try. Chocolate popping boba, are you serious? Milk, chocolate, sugar, sodium. Okay, we got it. So you just bring some water to a boil over here on the stove, which I've done. It's super hot. Now we're gonna add in our hot cocoa mix. Whoop, just like that, whisk together. All right, we're gonna pour all of this hot water and our hot cocoa powder straight into the blender. And then really quickly, we're gonna pour in the sodium alginate and mix it up immediately. Okay, are you ready? This is fast hands, science. Lid. This is me in chemistry class, just like sweating. No, no. Hit it, hit it. Now you're gonna mix until it's completely incorporated. Really mix it up. Ooh, yes, Damon. We're gonna pour into a heat-safe bowl. This is looking good. Now I'm gonna pop this in the refrigerator to chill for 2 hours, and while it's chilling, I'm gonna make our water bath. To make our water bath, we've got some water and a little bit of calcium chloride. We're gonna pour it all in, and that's gonna be our water bath. To make these, I've got a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm gonna dip it into the bath first so it won't stick, and then I've put our other mixture in a little squeeze bubble to make it a little bit easier. So I dip it in there, and then we put a little amount in there. Oh, and this is the fun part. Okay, here we go. We go down. There's a little bit of a technique to it because you got to go in and boop. There we go. Try to get them round. It might take a few tries, and that's okay. Science class. Yes, science. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Just make as many of you can in a couple minutes because they set up pretty fast. Okay, I've made a few, but I really want to try it. Here it goes. Will it pop? Oh. We did it. We made chocolate popping boba. We did it. We did it. Okay, now that I know that they work, I want to try one. Oh my gosh, it tastes like cold chocolate milk, and I love them. I'm gonna make a million billion of them. Let's make chocolate popping boba. This is the recipe I was hoping that would be in here. Dubai chocolate bars, the viral, the sensational. I tried these, I ordered them, I tried them, they were phenomenal, and I would love to recreate that recipe. So let's watch and give it a try. I don't say this often, but this is like food for me. Every step I'm like, oh yeah, oh yes chef, more. The kataifi that I'm using is already pre-cut. So we've got it right here, and then over here on the stove, I've got some butter in the pan. I'm just waiting for it to melt. Once it's melted, I'm gonna pour all the kataifi in here and cook it until it browns. Hey, I'm a messy baker, all right? So don't judge, you might see some To Don't worry about it. I'm just happy I didn't burn my hair today. We're doing great. Now remove from the heat and pour into a large, heat-safe bowl. So we've got our kataffi off the stove, and now we're gonna be adding our pistachio cream spread and tahini. In her recipe, the pistachio cream that she's adding is a little bit more liquidy and mine's a little bit more dense, so I'm just gonna keep adding. I think it's gonna be a good complement though, because ours were a little bit more dry to begin with. They weren't fresh, so I think this is gonna balance out. All right, here's the tahini going in. Ooh. We're just gonna gently fold it up. Okay, this is looking good, smelling good, tasting good. I'm gonna set it off to the side and we're gonna start making those chocolate shells. I have some green melted candy melts. Now we've got the yellow candy melts melted and we're gonna crisscross the other way. Oh, shh. Okay, you know what? You can't mess this up because it's art. These are handcrafted, handmade. And you know they're handmade because look at this one. And you know what? That's not good. It's probably gonna look really cool. All right, that looks awesome. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna let that set and then we'll put on the layer. This is my favorite part. We've got some melted milk chocolate over here and we're gonna coat the entire bottom of the candy bar and the sides. And then you're gonna tilt it just like this and let the excess chocolate drip out. Now I'm just gonna let it sit out at room temperature until it sets up and hardens. Time to assemble our candy bars. Now we've got this set and we're just gonna scoop in the filling. Now pour a little bit of melted milk chocolate over the top to seal this in. Moment of truth, here is our homemade Dubai chocolate bar. Let's crack it open and taste. Oh! The inside looks kind of better. Dare I say it? It looks a little bit more crunchy, but we've got to taste. It just tastes delicious, and the different textures, the smooth chocolate with the crunchy middle. It's super close to the original, so I would say it's worth it. Chocolate chips and salsa? It's like making chips and salsa, but making it sweet. This one looks really easy and fun. Let's try it. To make our chocolate chips, we're just gonna need some little candy bars, which we are gonna melt, but before we pop them in the microwave, we're gonna add a little bit of coconut oil. Our chocolate is melted, it is smelling so good, and in front of me I have a baking sheet lined with a piece of parchment paper so that nothing will stick, and I've got a teaspoon. Scoop a little melted chocolate, bring it over to the sheet, and just kind of eyeballing it and trying to make them into an oval shape. That's the goal. Doesn't have to be perfect because not every chip is the same, especially if they're handcrafted chips. It makes them fancier. You're gonna use up all your chocolate and pop this in the freezer to freeze for about 15 minutes. This may be the easiest recipe ever. We've got our chips, chopped up strawberries, and a little bit of whipped cream. I love it. All right, let's try our sweet chips and salsa. We got our little chocolate chip. Literally, look at that, looks like red salsa and some whipped cream. You guys know I love this combo. Chocolate dipped strawberry with a little bit of whipped cream, it's perfect. Fresh tartness from the strawberry and sweetness from the chocolate, perfect pairing. The only thing that would make this better is if these little chips had salt on them. That's my one piece of feedback for improvement. Could you imagine how good these would be? A little sprinkled sea salt on top. Sweet, salty, and tart. All the flavors. But all in all, this recipe is fun, simple, and delicious. I definitely think they're worth making. Angel hair chocolate bar. This is something I have never seen. I've seen dragon's beard, which I think the candy is, and I've seen a chocolate bar, but I've never seen them together. So in a medium-sized sauce pot, we are going to add our sugar, just like he did, our corn syrup, and water. Take this over to the stove and heat it up till it reaches 260 degrees. Over here, I melted some blue candy chocolate melts, and I'm just gonna try to drizzle with my spatula. And let's just give it a zigzag. Oh, it's too thin. We need a little thicker, here we go. Okay, it looks really pretty and thin at the top, in the middle, and then the bottom it's like thicky thick. That's okay. Boom, we've reached that temperature. I'm gonna bring it over here, and now I'm gonna add the food coloring, and the reason I'm adding it afterwards, 6 drops, is because it kind of helps prevent crystallization as well. And then when you stir slowly. You don't want it to crystallize, just nice nice and slow. So I'm just gonna be pouring it into a silicone mold. These can withstand really hot temperatures, and it also creates a hole in the middle already, kind of like to pre-work it. This is like a donut mold. All right, so we're just gonna pour a little bit into each mold. The blue candy melts have set. Now we're gonna add the orange candy melts, and this one's gonna be a lot more because we've got to coat the entire bottom and the sides. I'm gonna be pretty generous. I'm gonna scoop in a lot, move it all the way around. I'm using the jiggle method. That's what I call it. You just jiggle it so that it covers all the sides. Let the excess drip onto the pan in front of me that I've got lined with a little piece of parchment paper. Let it set at room temperature for about 10 minutes. These have set up nicely. Now it's time to make some dragon's beard, or angel hair as he calls it. So I'm just gonna pop one of these out. Ooh, this is a little softer than the recipe I used before. So you're gonna put in the cornstarch just like that, and you just keep working it around, making your loop bigger and bigger. You don't want it to break. Now you do figure 8, kind of like that, a loop, and gently pull, another loop, gently pull. That's it, you just keep working it, keep making loops. And once it starts looking like you want it, like you get these really fine ones, you can just set it on the tray over here to the side and keep making some more. Upon a lot of practice, this came out pretty good. All right, let's take our angel hair and we're just gonna lay it into the candy bar like he did. Just gonna try to go right on top. Perfect. To seal up the candy bar, we're gonna pour some chocolate right on top of the angel hair. Then with an offset spatula, spread evenly, close up this little candy bar. Let it set at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Our chocolate has set. Now we're gonna pop it out of the mold and crack it open. I cannot wait to taste this. Look at that. That's cool. Looks like tie-dye. All right, let's crack it open. He cracks right down the middle. Maybe I should cut it. No, I'll just crack it. Oh yeah, because then it will break the, oh. In his recipe, the final reveal, it's already cut in half and it's perfectly coming out of each side. So, okay, you know what? I even made a second one. So let's make it, let's crack it open. It's even prettier. Look at that. Let's give it a little movie magic and see if that's what he did. Okay, there we go. All right, oh, that already. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Okay, so the functionality of this recipe is a 0, but you know, whatever, let's try it. See if at least the flavors are as good as I think they might be together. I am so sad. I'm so sad. I love the idea of this recipe. I was really rooting for it, but it is a hot mess. It is just a hot mess and a half. And this is one of those recipes that belongs on TikTok and not in the real world because you can't even really eat it. I mean, this is crazy. This is wild. It is definitely not worth making. Chocolate crackle coffee, this sounds fun. All the buzzwords I like to eat. Visually, this is gorgeous, but taste-wise, I don't know if it's gonna taste that much different, but let's try it. To make this recipe, we've got a clear cup and I've melted our chocolate. So I'm gonna pour the chocolate into the cup. Bloop, 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 bloop. So now I'm just going to swirl the cup around, coating all the sides with the chocolate. I'm doing this up to the rim, and now I'm gonna even be holding it over the bowl. So in case I drop any, that's okay. It can just go right out. Once it's coated, then we're just gonna flip it upside down, let the excess chocolate drip out back into the bowl. Clean up the edge, just a little paper towel. Then pop this in the freezer for 15 minutes. The chocolate cup is ready. Now let's prepare our coffee. Over here, I have an iced coffee and I wanna make it really frothy, just like she did in the recipe video. So I'm gonna be using a cocktail shaker to do so. And if you've never done this, it's really easy. You just add some ice and then pour your coffee in, put the lid on, and then you just shake the poop out of it. Look at that, the froth is real. I think we even need to take some off of the top because that's so frothy. I only get one chance. Now we're gonna crack the chocolate on the side of the cup. Okay, it was a little too full, but that was really satisfying. Like, that was really fun. I get it. I get why people are into this and why they're doing it. It's really fun. If you have a cold coffee versus a hot coffee, does it even taste like a mocha or no? Okay, you're getting the slightest hint of chocolate, but I think it's just still frozen in here. Either way, this recipe is simple, it's fun. If you want to elevate your coffee, I think this is worth it. These recipes were so much fun. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Mine were the Greek yogurt strawberry chocolate patties. Perfect for summer. They were just amazing. All right, and if you'd like to watch any other videos, you can click up here or up here.